All right. We are ready to go. Mayor, all set. Mayor, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mayor? We can't hear you. No, we cannot hear you. No, because I'm live streaming already. Okay. He's having trouble. I can't hear us, and I'm already live streaming, so.
We'll promote you. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna go have her do that, okay? No, she can't hear him. Can you go to attendees and just promote Igliozzi real quick? Don't click allow to talk. Just click more. Click promote to panelist. There you go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you go, Chairman. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go because we were trying to get the mayor on. All right. You're welcome. Bye bye.
I'm live streaming already. He's having trouble with his audio in his car. He keeps going in and out.
He's not unmuted. You see how it
Sherry, can you hear me, Sherry?
I can hear you. The mayor's having trouble with his audio.
Put your mouse over the mayor and just click pass to unmute. Click it again. No, why do you have a hand there? That's weird. Okay, click on the panelists again. Okay, then put your mouse over the mayor. Click pass to unmute. The mayor needs to press *6, I think. There we go. Here he is. Now he's unmuted.
Okay. Mayor, can you hear us?
Oh, now he's joining.
Sherry, can you hear me now?
Now, okay. Yep. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that was about, but let me just hang up this other one and we can get going right away. So, first of all, thank you, everybody. I appreciate everyone's patience. I was with the new governor at a vaccine site, and we had a media event that I couldn't pull myself from. But again, I really want to thank you all for making time today. Today's a continuation of the last meeting. So what we'll do is we'll ask Sherry to get us started with a roll call attendance, and then we'll start right up. All right, Sherry, it's all yours.
Mayor Alorza?
Present.
Vice Chairman Lombardi?
Present.
Councilman Igliozzi? Councilman
Present.
Igliozzi?
Present.
Ms. Silveria?
Present.
Mr. Costello? Absent. Mr. Hirsch?
Present.
Mr. Winkleman?
Present.
We have 6 present and 1 absent. We have a quorum. Okay, Mayor, all set. Mayor, can you hear me?
Sherry, can you hear me? Eric?
Eric, I can. The mayor's having trouble again.
Sherry, the
I
mayor
would kick-
said that his status continues to be changed from panelist to webinar participant. When it gets changed, he gets locked out.
Sean's been, I don't know, Sean.
Yeah, I've been getting kicked out too, Sherry, a couple of times. And had to
Sherry, can I
redial
send
in.
the mayor my invitation and see if he can link in with my invitation?
Sean's gonna come in again. We had it going and then,
Let me try that. Let me see if I can do that, to see if I can send it to the mayor. And
Eric, he's on, he can't get on the phone. Larry said he's gonna send him a link.
No, but what do you mean send him a link? Can you mute yourself? So,
May, are you able to join by phone?
are you muted over there? It looks like he's trying to dial in right now.
Sherry, the mayor believes it's on the clerk's side. He'll try to log off and log back on again, but
I have Sean here. It's on his side, not our side.
can he send him directly the link again?
Yes, to the mayor@providenceRI.gov, is that where it should go?
Yeah, I think it goes to his scheduler though. I sent it to,
Go to the web browser. Chrome, Google Chrome. Go to Google Chrome, see at the bottom you have a link. Just can't. Click the back button. That screen is too. You grab the top of the window and drag it down a little bit. Oh yeah. Click back again. Okay, go into the meeting. No, don't join.
Sean, I have mayor schedule at provinceri.gov.
Go into the meeting. Click that link. Scroll down and look at the invitees. Click edit. What is that address that it should go to?
Mayor schedule at provinceri.gov.
Jerry, you're in the field for the name. You need to type the email it. But Mayor or Laura there.
Hi, everyone. This is Jorge. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Jerry.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to participate via phone. I just want to check with the clerk. Sherry, is that fine for quorum purposes?
Yes, we should be okay. Yep.
Okay. Just so you know, it may happen again. For some reason, I start off when I log in as a panelist, and then at some point it boots me as merely a webinar participant, and that's where we get stuck. So hopefully it won't happen with me on the phone.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're ready for item number 1.
All right, wonderful. We'll start with agenda item number 1. I'll hand it over to you, Eric.
thanks, Mayor. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. If you'll turn to page 17, the bottom right-hand corner, electronically page 20 of 77 of your monthly package, you'll see the updated rebalancing page based on last week's meeting. So this is where we left it based on feedback last week, there was a suggestion of changing the pacing of a redemption from Renaissance, for example, to shrink it from 16 to 8 million, and to stick with the index funds that we're currently using, which are benchmarked to CRISP, as opposed to potentially changing to those benchmarked to Russell, the Russell indices. So that's what the board wanted to do. So that's what this rebalancing recommendation is. And you can see on that page, the spreadsheet, that
What page are you on? What page you on, Eric?
the electronic ticker is 20 of 77, and the bottom right-hand corner is 17 on the physical. And it's called potential portfolio rebalancing.
Thank you.
So if you look there, you see we're recommending using cash of about 9.49 million, and also reallocating from our managers. So you can see we're recommending pulling 13.9 million from Columbia, and also pulling 18 million from Brandis, and adding, for example, to the other passive managers. So we recommend to get to target for large cap value, which is Vanguard Value Index, that we would add 21 million there. We would add 1.5 million right underneath that to Russell 1000 Growth Passive Fund. We would add 2 million to Vanguard Midcap Value Fund. We would add 3 million to Vanguard Midcap Growth Passive ETF. Take 3.5 million from Robeco Boston Partners Small Value. Add 2.4 million to Vanguard Small Value Index Fund. And I mentioned taking Brandis's target down to 6.75% from about 11.75. That would require 18 million. And adding that to the passive international equity play, which is Fidelity Global ex-US. So those are the moves that we would recommend in order to get towards the new target. And as you can see in the column on the right, additional rebalancing based on the feedback from the board last week, putting in an $8 million redemption from Renaissance. And when we get that money, allocating it to the rest of the portfolio as shown, that column called additional rebalancing. That will be now in May when we get that money. So numbers will change at that time, but that's what we would be looking at. So we have the immediate rebalancing in the middle column, which I've just gone over, and then the rebalancing when we get the next set of proceeds from the redemption, the partial redemption from Renaissance. That's where we left it last week. And this addresses the questions or suggestions from last week. So I'll take questions on that, or Mayor, if you have any areas of clarification, just let me know.
No, I'll open it up for questions. Thank you, Eric. And, just so you all know, I'm here on my phone. I can't, physically see who's raising their hand. And so I'm just going to need some help. Perhaps, Sherry, you can just keep an eye out on who's raising their hand and wants to speak. But if folks just want to jump in, that's fine as well. So I'll open it up. Are there any questions or comments for Eric?
Yes, I have two. It's David, and sorry my camera is on the fritz again for some reason. So question one, Eric, is does this change our allocation to the broad asset classes? For example, I see that you're redeeming 3.5 million from the small cap value fund of Robeco, but only reinvesting 2.4 million in the asset class, thereby reducing our exposure to small cap value by 1.1 million. Go ahead. Take the first one first.
Sure. It's the small, if you look at their new recommendations of the targets, small cap value goes from 10 to 10.5%. So actually we're increasing 0.5% to small cap value. It's just so the asset class actually goes up by 0.5% in the new recommendation. It's just the
Okay.
timing of the values right now lead to that, and so to get the target down, to get the target to where our new 10.5% is, that's how we would do that. Again, there's been inflows and outflows from cash and fixed income, et cetera, and relative performance differentials as well. But the actual asset class goes up 0.5% in the target.
Okay. So that's a good segue to my second question is, does the portfolio then have, when you look at the asset class allocations, the same tilt toward small and value that it did prior to the reallocation?
Quite similar. Quite similar. Small value goes up to 10.5. Small growth goes up to 575 from 475. So equity goes up in total, and it's been reallocated to large value, large growth, mid value, mid growth, small value, and small growth from hedge funds. So the entire U.S. equity class goes up based on this new asset allocation.
In absolute dollars, yeah.
Correct. Percent in dollars, correct.
Councilman Igliozzi has a question.
Go ahead, Councilman.
Councilman Igliozzi?
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering, because I know we came to this meeting for this matter. I was wondering, does Eric and his folks, have you been briefed, and are you aware of the city is about to lower its rate of return to, I think, 7%? And if you have been briefed, do you see, what's your idea of that? Do we have to relook at our portfolio? Should we, reassess it? Because I presume, in theory, it raises the unfunded liability up by another 200 and some odd $1 million by lowering the rate of return. So have you been briefed on that, first of all?
We have been told that the new target is 7%.
That's the first. Second thing is, so now what do you think?
Well,
what's your opinion?
look
What was your response to that? Okay, it's great. Check off the box. Can you give me some insight in it, since you handle the investment portion side of the portfolio?
Well, the new recommendations expected long-term return is 6.9%, essentially 688, and that's based on market conditions, level of interest rates, what has happened in recent times. So the expected return on the portfolio is just below that target, right near it. It's pretty close. So we have been briefed that is the new target level, with interest rates plunging actually and much lower than they have been in recent years. That leads to lower expected returns as you model these out. So that has been taken into account, so to speak, as you have asked, and the current situation is known with respect to the recommended portfolio allocation.
So do you feel you have to make any type of near future adjustments, considering that potential change? It hasn't happened yet, but do you think you need to make any adjustments, or et cetera?
Well, this new recommendation on the asset class is our response to market conditions and that. So we think this is, given the board's risk return profile and the plan's profile, this is the best path to try to meet that target in the long run.
Does it,
If you go to page 16 on what was distributed, you have the efficient frontier. It appears the new recommendation doesn't really change the expected return much, but it increases the volatility. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, it's statistically the same on return, pretty close on standard deviation, but what it is fewer hedge funds, smaller allocation to hedge funds, more to long-only equity. And hedge funds traditionally across the years can be more weakly correlated, lower correlation, which can act to hold down the standard deviation a little bit. But that's the difference.
Okay.
Less exposure to hedge funds, more to long-only equity.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments for Eric? And remember that this is a conversation that we had at the last meeting. We would have voted on this at the last meeting, but we wanted to give Eric the chance to just present it neatly on paper, as he's done on pages 17, 18, and 19. And so he's done that and has brought the question back up for us to consider. So any other questions or comments? All right. If there are none, I will first ask for us to I'll entertain a motion to enter pages 17, 18, and 19 into the record as Exhibit A. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, so moved. Yeah, and
John
Terry, can you
Winkleman.
help me on this?
Yep, so, I need a second, please.
Seconded. Jim Lombardi.
By Jimmy Lombardi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Okay, so let's call this Exhibit A as part of the record.
Yep.
All right, if there are no other comments or questions, I'll entertain a motion to accept or rather to approve the rebalancing and reallocation as detailed in Exhibit A.
so moved.
Is there a motion on the table? So moved. Who is that?
Councilman Iglesias.
So moved by Councilman Iglesias. Is there a second?
Winkleman, second. Okay.
John Winkleman.
Seconded by Commissioner Winkleman. Any discussion on the motion?
Nope, just a roll call vote, Mayor, when you're ready.
All right. All right, we'll do a roll call vote. You can take it, Sherry.
Mayor Laza,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Lombardi,
Aye.
Councilman Iglesias,
Aye.
Ms. Silveria,
Aye.
Mr. Costello, Mr. Hirsch,
Aye.
Mr. Winkleman.
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, 1 absent. The motion carries.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll move on to matter number 2, discussion relative to Dexter donations. And Eric, you gave us the market update, for the ERS account last week, and so I think the discussion here is very quick. I'll hand it over to you if there's anything that you'd like to add to a discussion relative to Dexter donation and other funds.
There is nothing that needs to be added, Mayor, as you suggest from last week. The data are there, but there's nothing needed to be added based on last week's conversation.
Okay. Any questions or comments for Eric? All right. If there are none, then I will entertain a motion to accept the presentation from as given to us relative to the Dexter donation fund and other trust accounts.
Councilman
Is there a motion?
Councilman Iglesias makes that motion, Mayor.
Thank you. So moved. Is there a second?
Second, Winkleman.
Seconded by Winkleman. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Are there any opposed? All right, the motion carries. Thank you. And now we'll move on to matter number 3, discussion relative to claims and litigation. It's my understanding that we do not have any discussion relative to claims and litigation, so I'll entertain a motion to continue matter number 3 to our next meeting. Is there a motion?
So
No
moved.
move, Winkleman.
Mr. Mayor, may I just have a question of that matter? Or is it-
Yes. Go right ahead.
Do we have, I'm just curious, do we have, can you refresh my recollection, do we have any outstanding cases at this time, or claims, or we're just not, you don't have anything to report on any of those? Either there are none, or there are, but you don't have, there's nothing to report on them yet.
And can you speak on that?
Yeah, I mean-
Mr. Mayor and Councilman Igliotti, there are cases, they're in the pipework, there's just nothing new to report. As you're aware, these type of cases take years, so I can provide an update of a status at the next meeting if that's acceptable, or just continue it, and when there are issues or matters that come up that need to be presented, we will present those.
If I could, Mayor, could we ask just so we can refresh, I'd like to refresh my recollection on all the status of those for next meeting, is that possible?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that'll work.
You know, thank you, Mayor.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so is there a motion to continue matter number 3 to our next meeting?
So
John
moved.
Chester.
Second,
So moved by Winkleman, seconded by Igliozzi. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? All right. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second by Igliozzi.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone's patience and everyone's help. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Eric, could I ask Eric a question? Eric, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, remember last time we were going to discuss the rate of return of I think it was 6.5% and how that related to other pension funds? Can we look into that?
I'm not sure exactly what you're re-asking, Commissioner. Was it the proportion of folks who are at 7% or below? Was that it? I'm sorry.
No. It was, I thought that the 6.5% was kind of low and you thought it was good. And then the question came up. I thought we were
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about the long-term expected return. No. Last year's number, yes, definitely was below, and that's based on our value exposure, our Renaissance exposure, which we're now adapting and changing. But it's going well so far this year. But last year, that is what would have answered your question as to why it was on the low side. Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that we all agreed that it was low. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.